Hey everybody, my name is Holly Canone. How are you? I am sitting here outside of City of Hope in Duarte, California. I don't know if you can see. Most amazing cancer treatment center, in my opinion, ever. And I'm hooked up to my chemo today. So you can see right here my port, and I've got my lovely 5FU bag. This is for colon cancer. But I have to say, I feel awesome. I was diagnosed January of 2019 with stage 4 with extensive liver mets alongside the primary tumor in my colon. I had 7 rounds of chemo, which thankfully got me to surgery. And Dr. Singh here is amazing, was able to remove all disease out of my liver, and Dr. Melstrom removed the primary tumor out of my colon. I then had 4 months of cleanup chemo, and I was in remission starting December of 2019. Then the pandemic, I had clear scans in December, clear scans in March, and then the pandemic hit, and then my scans in June, much to my surprise, as we were heading out to live in St. Augustine for the summer, revealed 3 tumors in my lymph nodes in my mediastinal cavity, in the chest cavity, and a few tiny spots on my lungs. That said, my first go around, I primarily focused on chemotherapy and changed my diet to include no dairy, no meat, and no sugar. So the second time around, obviously, was a little bit more devastating than the first, trying to navigate those emotions and questions why, anything I could have done differently. And then I really sought to seek truth. And it's amazing how God speaks to us through his creation, through other people. So I met this lovely woman who also had cancer. She had stage 2 head and neck. She came over to my house and she told me about this amazing book called How to Starve Cancer by Jane McLeland Without Starving Yourself. As many people know, or maybe they don't know, cancer can change its metabolism to acquire the copious amounts of energy it needs by where the tumor is located in the body. So if it cannot get sugar, or it's challenging, it can switch to using fatty acids as fuel, or glutamine. So that really resonated with me. I was already eating extremely healthy. So I started on her protocol about 8 months ago. I probably take about 70 pills a day. It's challenging, but all these different herbs and off-label drugs, and also exercising is critical. And I just thought I'd let you know what other things have helped me kind of manage the side effects of chemotherapy. Praise God, my hair did not fall out this time. This is my hair length here, but I got some fun hair clip-ons, extensions that my hair's always been long, and so for me, not a superficial thing, just losing my hair really affected me emotionally the first time around. I never shaved it though. I couldn't shave it. I lost 80%. But anyways, so a few things that I do now. Actually, I do way more now. So I definitely stick to a strict vegan diet about 90% of the time. I do eat salmon once a week and shrimp once a week. Both of those things, salmon's filled with the delicious omegas, and the shrimp has something called chitin in it, which is supposed to be some benefit to cancer treatment. And so I also started high dose vitamin C IVs. And what this does is that vitamin C in your body at those high doses is not your typical benefit that why we take vitamin C or eat oranges, to have an antioxidant effect, meaning to kill or, neutralize free radicals or damaged cells. At a super high dose, which I personally get 50 grams, and everyone's different, it actually turns into a pro-oxidant in your body. What this means is that it reaches a cancer cell. Cancer obviously does not like oxygen. It thrives in low oxygen environments. So once the high dose vitamin C is flowing through your blood, if it encounters a cancer cell, it drops off. It turns into hydrogen peroxide in your body. So it drops off a molecule, and then harmlessly the rest just turns into water. But I try to do that at least 2 times a week, especially, most importantly, on your treatment week. You go the day before, the day after. Total game changer with helping me recover from the side effects of the chemo. The other thing that is super simple, but something that most of us would never even think to do, is drinking a gallon of water, 128 ounces of water a day before chemo, all throughout chemo, and the day after. I mean, I try to do it every day and just in general, but I really don't like water, so I'm learning to be consistent with that. But I literally just had chemo for 4 hours, and now I'm getting my chemo in the pump. And I mean, they give you the fast-acting, long-lasting anti-nauseas, anti-gas medicines. But typically, after I get it, I still feel a little like not myself, but I actually feel completely normal right now. I take a plethora of supplements, all backed by scientific studies and years of research. As we all know, if we ask our traditional oncologists, they say just eat whatever you want, continue. And that could be the farthest thing from the truth. The foods you eat can beat and kill current cancer cells in your body, as well as the supplements you take and the off-label drugs on this program can starve the cancer of its fuel. So that when you either do chemotherapy, some people don't do chemo, they'll do the high-dose vitamin C, because that kills cancer cells too. It's way more effective. So this is like a long-term strategy of cancer healing and cancer management. The last thing I do that helps me bounce back after chemo is I go to a sauna. So a hot, dry sauna. So just look up the type of chemo you have and see what the half-life is, because you want it to do its job. But once it's out of your system, for the most part, that's when I go right to the sauna and just sweat it out for 30 minutes. Good detox. And I also juice almost every day. Beets, carrots, celery, ginger, lemon, and just a little bit of apple juice. Because I don't like calling it toxins, because my mantra through my journey is it's healing medicine, but the healing medicine obviously is very strong. So it's important that you just really flood your body with nutrients after treatment once you're able to, with the nausea. And lastly, the best medication that's helped me with my nausea is Ativan, of all things. Generic name is lorazepam. It's an anti-anxiety, but it also works on the part of the brain that controls nausea. So with everything I've said, the first time I got diagnosed, it would take me an entire week to get back to myself. Now it takes me not only 2 days after treatment. So, happy to share any of my advice, my protocol. I got rediagnosed in June of last year, so this will be upcoming an entire year I've been doing chemo. I recently lowered all my chemo doses, and my scans are looking excellent. The one spot left on my lung, my oncologist said it could be scar tissue. He can't 100% confirm. One lymph node in my chest is completely dissolved. I have 2 left, but he says that it's a completely normal size of a lymph node. He says it's likely, just because in the oncology world, they don't think that you can be cured of stage 4 colon cancer once it goes and travels to distant lymph nodes. But I know a bigger God, and I know that these additional alternative treatments, I hear stories all the time. One of the friends I just met, he was taking Rick's, oh, that's the next thing I'm going to have. I'm going to be on Rick Simpson oil, the super strength THC. I'm actually flying to Oregon to pick it up and then drive it back. I don't like feeling high. That's the worst thing for me, but apparently he makes them in anal suppositories, so it actually is way more absorbed quicker. It bypasses your digestive system, so it bypasses the high, which I'm so excited about. But he himself had stage 4 colon cancer, and he did not want to do chemotherapy, so he did this super strain concentrated Rick Simpson oil, and it worked for him. So then he started creating it and selling it and promised God that if he got through it, he'd spend the rest of his life helping others with cancer. And even though my physician oncologist says that I'll have this for life, I reject that. I don't believe that. Our bodies are amazing at healing. And so I suggest everybody who has cancer, who's watching this, you must brainwash yourself with positivity. For me, that's not brainwashing, just prayer and trusting God and his healing. And then also meditation. Meditate at night, close your eyes, pick the most beautiful place that you love that's peaceful. For me, it's the ocean and the beach. And I'm lying on the sand and the sun's shining on me and I'm looking up to the heavens. And then I view myself, of my future self, of what I want to look like. My long, beautiful hair back, some more weight put back on my body. My children are older. They have grandchildren. And then you speak to your body, you know, all cancer cells can be released now, or whatever you want to say. I just imagine then my T cells coming to them and, you know, escorting them out of my body. Any emotional issues, that's huge. Emotional blockages that could be trapping or hindering healing. I've worked on that, unforgiveness, you know, all that kind of stuff. But so 3 takeaways: high dose vitamin C. If you're here in Los Angeles, Dr. Melekian in Glendale, California is amazing. He has his own practice. Drink a gallon of water a day. If you can't get that, just try to put some lemon juice in it. It'll help. So the high dose vitamin C intravenous, it's a little expensive. It's about $200 a treatment, but some insurances pay for it. So high dose vitamin C, a gallon of water a day, exercise.